Hey everybody, I'm Kim Hawk and I'm known as YouTube's fairy godmother of real estate. But as you know, I have a series that's going on with the Near Disney YouTube channel. We are looking for amazing young people that are making this world a better place because a very dear friend of ours, Congresswoman Pat Schroeder, passed away a couple of months ago. She was a resident of the town of Celebration. And so we went out to local leaders in the community that Disney built. And so, of course, we're going to go to the Celebration Arts Academy because they are well loved in this community. And Christina, who's one of the owners, I said, hey, do you have any young people that you'd like to nominate? And in a second, she said, absolutely, I've got a couple, but let's start with Brynn, right?
That's right.
So tell me a little bit more about Brynn.
So I met Brynn and her mom and her brother quite a few years ago when we were in the downtown location behind Titanic. We had less than 1,000 square feet and maybe 6 students to start our business. And as we grew, I'd say after the first year or so, a little Brynn Lyles with bare feet and a bathing suit came running into the studio with her hair all wild, and she started flipping on our trampoline. And I said, oh my gosh, we have to have this kid. Her brother and she were the same. It was like thing 1 and thing 2. And I got a huge laugh, and then I realized how talented they were. I met their mom, and we have grown with Brynn, and she's grown with our academy. And she's now become a beautiful dancer and tumbler and performer in general. And she also does so much for the kids here. So I thought she'd be the perfect nominee.
That's perfect. Well, you know, you gave me a tour of the academy, and I remember walking through with our YouTube producer and feeling this really positive energy around us. Somebody was, I feel vibrations, and I turned around and it was Brynn. And so it makes perfect sense to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, she's got that good energy, but now I'm hearing you've got lots of great talent too. Brynn, what do you think about your nomination here?
Oh my God, I don't have words. Just like the minute you texted me, I was like, what? Like, are you serious? Like, is this a scam or something? Like, I was like, what? But I'm super grateful for like the opportunity. I don't know, like what Miss Christina said, like I just feel like dance, like I was a gymnast. I started at X Factor at Town Hall from like 2 to 4, and then my mom was like, yeah, dancing isn't her thing. So then I went to gymnastics. So then I was a competitive gymnast from age 6 to 10, and I competed level 1 through level 7. And then it kind of just wasn't my thing. Like I was like, okay, like I did it for a while, like 10 years, like well, that's a lot. Let me try something new. So then I went to the studio behind Titanic, and I was like, okay, this is like kind of like, I feel like I can make this like my future. I feel like I can like continue with this. So then as the studio grew, I just like followed with them, like followed in their steps. And there were multiple people there that like inspired me. Like there were multiple like dancers there. I was like, hey, you know what? Like I want to be them one day. And then I guess that's where I am today.
Well, you couldn't have a better leader. I mean, Christina has all kinds of successes in her life. And I just love, Pat would also say she wants to congratulate our people that are doing the nominations too. Because when you take young people under wing and encourage them and see the brightness of them, we always see the people that are nominating, they are bright lights as well. So thank you, Christina. That's really wonderful. So Brynn, when you were saying I think you were doing something between 2 and 4. It wasn't 2 and 4 p.m., 2 and 4 years old. Is that right?
Yeah.
How old are you now?
I just turned 14.
Just turned 14 and you're already considered a leader. That's really incredible because, you know, we look for nominations of people between 3 and 18. We had some cute little 3-year-olds, but most of them, I would say, that are winning this award are usually 17, 18-year-olds. So congratulations to you being a 14-year-old. What grade does that mean you're going into this year?
This year, I'm going to be a freshman.
Oh, are you going to be at Celebration High School or?
Yes.
Well, you know what? I want you to find the president of the high school because
Claire.
You know Claire? She's a winner too. So
Oh, really?
yeah, I'm finding that this group of winners, we're doing this for about a year. And then at the end of the year, we're going to bring everybody back. And actually, Christina, we're talking about maybe trying to create a song and a dance, like a line dance, a celebration line dance.
Yeah.
So wouldn't that be fun?
I
That'd
can
be
do
so
that.
fun.
You can do that. It would be great. And then we can put a video out and we'll create a song and then ask for input on what makes celebration special, but dance moves and stuff. And you can do a couple flips, whatever you want to do. But I think that would be very, very fun.
I love that. I love that. Sean and I can collaborate on that project.
Awesome. Okay, good. Okay, cool. You're in. So let's talk a little bit about, I know you're 14, but where do you see, you said something about maybe you want to be a dancer or whatever, but where do you see yourself, say, in 10 years from now?
I've had multiple. Like a few years ago when I was like 10, I was like, hey, I like interior designing, but that's kind of like, I like it, but that's not like where I want to go. I kind of want to do something with kids. I love kids. Helping kids, like anything with kids. So I had a few days, like a few weeks ago, I was like, I've always wanted to be a teacher, but then like, I don't want to be a teacher past 3rd grade. So I like the youngers. I mean, I love all kids, but I love youngers more.
Well, we need good teachers that'll teach up to the 3rd grade in particular.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or with the special needs.
Yes. Well, let's talk about, so I'm hearing a little bit more about that. When I was younger, that was my wonderful place to go. Was I would go to a dance studio and I would spend every waking moment there, and then just enough time to do my homework. And then I ended up doing music later too. Do you have any interest in music as well? Because I know at the Celebration Arts Academy, they do everything. They do like dance and music. You can learn how to play piano and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I did piano. I used to go to the Montessori school by Spring Park in the pool. Mm-hmm. So I did piano, I would say 4 years. And then I stopped when I went to the K, because at the Montessori, they would have piano lessons. So I would do it like during the day. Like they would pull me out of a class. I would do like an hour of piano and then I would go back to class the rest of the day. And then I kind of like stopped. But my grandma, she plays piano. So she always is like, Brynn, you should play piano. I was like, oh, okay. So she'll like once in a while, she'll make me like sit down and like play something. So I don't like lose it all totally.
It's good to foster that at home.
Yeah.
An ear for music, because as a dancer, you need that. But here, Kim, she does at least 17 classes a week, plus all of our rehearsals. So I don't know how she finds time to even get her schoolwork done, but she's also a very good student.
Well, you know what, I think as I've grown older, that I do find when I speak to people that are successful, many of them were in dance studios, music studios when they were younger, because I think your brain, you know, it just helps you organize and it just flow. And so good for you that you've been involved with Celebration Arts Academy for that long. I wish I had that. The place that I went, I think it was basically they were trying to throw toe shoes on me or something like that and do that kind of stuff and jazz and stuff. But I wanted to have somebody that had a piano in the corner that if I needed to take a lesson, or a studio so that I could record, or leaders that would say, hey, yeah, let's create a celebration song and a line dance, you know, that kind of stuff. So it's a really big blessing to have the Arts Academy here. Wouldn't you say, Brynn?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Yes. So talk to me a little bit about your family. A lot of times we find that our shining stars have wonderful families that are backing them up.
So my mom, she was a foster parent, and I wasn't really born when she was, so this is like before she had me and my brother. So she was a foster parent, and at one time she said she had 36 kids, or like in total she fostered 36. So I've kind of grown up just with like lots of babies, but they were, I don't know how she did it, but apparently she said they were all infants and toddlers, but mostly the infants. And she would get calls at like 3 a.m. and have to just like go and pick up the kids and then come home. But so we've always, I guess our family's just always loved like kids. And then my mom, when I was, I would say 3 maybe, she adopted one, and his name was Jordan. And then he passed away in, I think, 2015.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He had cerebral palsy. Mm-hmm. So I kind of like grew up like knowing how to like help him and stuff. So my mom said I would always like change his feeding tube or stuff when she was like, Brynn, go do this. So I guess, I don't remember this, but I guess she said she would tell me and I would always just go and do it. Like I just learned to do it, I guess. So it was me and my brother Bryce, who just turned 16. So we were always there with him. And then we had my older brother, Cameron, but he lives in Jacksonville. He's in college. And then my grandma and my grandpa who live here. And they were both missionaries in Japan for 22 years. And then they moved here and they did both Japanese and English weddings at Disney. And then then my grandpa passed away in, I think, 2017. So now we live here right across the street from the K and the townhouses with me and my brother and my mom and my grandma and 2 dogs.
Wow. That's pretty perfect. So you really get to, that's pretty amazing. Well done with your mom, you know? So that's angel wings, you know, that's pretty cool stuff. So I definitely can see that. And it sounds like you're in the main village of Celebration. So you get to enjoy, you know, the whole experience. How do you like living in this town?
Oh, it's fantastic. Like everything's like a minute away. You can just walk, bike. It feels like home. Like I've always lived up. I used to live on Paw Stand right by like Spring Park in the Corpus Christi. And then I moved in 2018 here with my grandma and grandpa and my whole family. So then we all lived here. And ever since, it's just like everything's like a second away. Like this is family. Like Celebration. I could not move anywhere else.
You know, I love that. I think once you get to the high school and you and Claire are combining efforts, I just think the positive energy between the two of you is going to just raise the roof off of that high school. So I can't wait to talk to you later after you've been doing that. But, you know, what's going to happen is we want everybody to know that you are making this world a better place. Obviously, from our interview here, that's obvious. So we're partners with the Celebration Foundation, and they're going to put a sign in your front lawn. So everybody knows that for a week that you're this week's winner. But also something else that's kind of cool, and we're going to ask for Christina to be involved too, if she'd like. Now that YouTube has got your beautiful face on here, did you know that the Downtown Diner Celebration does YouTube videos?
Oh.
Yeah. And they're partners with us. One of the things that Pat Schroeder loved when she was traveling around the world and you know, being involved with, you know, trying to stop wars and everything, she would always make time to have ice cream. And so there's been a milkshake that's been created. Jim Schroeder, who lives in town, helped us create a Pat Schroeder milkshake down there. Now, you don't have to have that specific milkshake, but you and the person that nominated you are invited to go down to the Downtown Diner, which I will help coordinate that. But they're going to ask both of you if you would like to be on one of their upcoming YouTube videos that they do.
Cool.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So any parting words, both of you, that you'd like to share with the community? Anything that is on your heart that you want to share?
I would just like to say that Pat Schroeder was beloved in this town, and I think she would have loved Brynn.
I think she would have too, Christina. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It makes me tear up a little bit. I definitely think she would. Yeah. 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 So Brynn, you just bring your light, keep shining your light, because then you're going to be the legacy of a Pat Schroeder that's going into the next generation. So I agree with that, Christina. Thank you. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah. I know you're making me tear up too. Yeah. I love it. All right. Well, I don't think you could have picked a better nominee. I'm going to encourage you to let everybody know. And like I said, keep this for your college applications, because I think they're going to say, gosh, here's a Pat Schroeder winner. And we take that seriously. So thank you both for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Make sure everybody goes to Near Disney YouTube channel, subscribe and like. You know, we've got all kinds of great videos talking about the 25-mile radius around Cinderella's castle, and also incredible people like people I had on today's show. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Make sure that you subscribe and like so that we can continue to give you up-to-date information on all things that are going around the 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle, because this is truly a magical place to live.